I feel like Louis is responsible for every single...
I'm gone.
You know, every single little mischief that has been going on around here, like the stealing of the breeches and the stealing of the scent. This kindly looking older man turns as you approach and nods politely. Greetings, something I might help you with? Do you know if there is a 10th student? The old man frowns and scratches at his head. If there is a 10th student, my young friend, I would be the most eager to meet her, but as far as I know, there is none. Do you recommend any ladies? He strokes his beard, frowning in thought. I would have to say, no, strike that. Well, young man, I am unsure of what you're after. Were I certain of what sort of a conversation I would find enjoyable, perhaps I would be more qualified to make a suggestion. Okay. He doesn't really have to say anything new. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? No, I do not, and I fear that were it right beneath my own nose, I would not realize it. I have nearly no sense of smell remaining, you see. He taps his nose. Sad, I know, but we all age. I am told Vivian always gives off the most beautiful fragrance. I know the veil of which you speak. Once or twice have I seen Marissa outside this place wearing her veil, but I do not know where it is now. He doesn't seem to have any further insight.
I'm gone.
Well, let's explore this hidden place. Oh, okay, so there's more to be had. Well, the 10th girl could be here, right? I would suppose. Right. Oh. Caretaker. The man, looking slightly puzzled, nods as you approach. Greetings, sir. May I ask how you came to be here? I just came down those stairs through that strange door I found. I'd best work on concealing it a bit better then, he shrugs, then smiles at you. I'm this place caretaker, by the way. You're not supposed to be down here really, but it's alright if you look about for a bit. He smiles nervously. I really shouldn't even allow you down here, let alone be chatting with you. Please, no questions. For now, tell me at least what this place is. It's where the lady's sensory stones are kept. They use them as diaries of a sort. You won't be able to use them if that's what you're thinking. Each of them is attuned to one particular student of the establishment, so that only she may access to that stone.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
Okay, makes sense. This clear stone held in a mesh of engraved silver bands pulses with a brilliant inner light. Inscribed into its base, it's the word Eves. Wow, they are even labeled? We need to read all the names. Maybe we will find the identity of the tent. Kimaxi. Dolora. Che sai? Marissa. Vivian. Hey. Echo. Nanny. Juliet. I don't know if I should pick Juliet's quest. This greyish-white stone held in a mesh of engraved silver bands pulses with light. Something was once inscribed into its base, but the writing has been scoured away.
Updated my journal.
Maybe the caretaker knows? Hey. No, he doesn't really want to answer to me. Okay.
Done.
Hey,
And
Daco.
all will be done.
Close the door, Daco. Close the door. Nope. Alright, well... what could we do? I feel like he's the responsible for all this mayhem. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? Oh dear, yes, I had heard about that. Most unfortunate. Did you ever have the exquisite pleasure of breathing in that scent of hers? The armor's drawers seemed to shudder with delight. Absolutely wondrous it was, but sadly no, I know not where good Lady Vivian's scent might be found. He knows that everything, all the things that are missing though, he knows them.
I'm gone.
Stumped a little. This older-looking noblewoman greets you with an elegant courtesy. Well met, sir. Might I be so bold as to say, before you ask anything of me, that I am a patron here and not one of the students? Yeah, okay. Yeah, why can't she not be a patron? Like, why? She nods. That is correct, young sir. I came here one evening to see for myself when my husband was constantly paying visits to the place. I became fast friends with a number of the girls, and so here I am. It's not only for men to enjoy a good conversation, you know. Yeah, but it would be fair if there were, you know, good-looking men as well in here. I wouldn't mind. It would be, I mean, it would be great to have, you know, great-looking men that also can handle conversation, like extremely complicated conversations. Like the male equivalent of each one of these girls. It would be just fine now, wouldn't it? Do you know anything about the 10th student? There are only 9 students that I know of, and I'm quite certain I've spoken to them all. Perhaps there is a new girl who I have not met yet. She's not really giving me any new informations, really. Yeah. I don't see I can talk about the issues with Fall from Grace, but supposedly none of these things that has been stolen actually went out of the establishment, right? So everything should be in here. It's not like it's some patron's fault. This guy must know something. Like, I'm completely... I know when I smelled it. Should I talk to them again? What about Vivian's? Try a hive gutter, or perhaps that's just a similar aroma. To be serious though, Marissa stole it. You sure? No, but I'm hoping you'll go stomping into her room and upset her enough to do something awful to you. You're no help.
Updated my journal.
I don't know anything about Vivian's scent, Kezai frowns. Most of the women will say she's a prissy, but she's always been nice enough to me, complimenting me on my eyes, and she smells so good. I hope she finds her own scent again soon. Try asking Nanny about it. She's everywhere at once and might have seen something. You do have very lovely eyes, you know. Anna sneers, rolling her eyes. Idiot. Why, I can't give a compliment to a woman? I like women well enough. It's only a compliment. Anna stares at you coldly, but says nothing. Kensai shrugs and looks back to you. Why, thank you. You can see them glowing in the dark, you know. Yeah, they might look like cat eyes. Bizarre, no? She pauses to look at you. You've some nice eyes too, so dark and mysterious, so full of character. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's try and find Nani. She knows everything, right? I also like Dolora as well, but she's a machine. But I liked her appearance, how she was described. Hey, Nanny. Ah, Nanny, tell me about Vivian's scent.
Updated my journal.
Maybe I saw that mean Marissa sneaking out of Vivian's room one night. Now, I'm not saying she took it, but I know Marissa's not a very nice person, and that sure sounds suspicious, huh? I'd go ask her about it. Hmm. 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 Thinking hard. So I need to go talk with Marissa, yeah? Again. I don't know. Hi, Marissa. Marissa's cold, cruel voice hisses from out of the darkness. It returns. You have a reason for coming this time, I trust, or just more of your pointless questions. I have a reason. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. No, I've not a clue. Really? But somebody saw you go, sneaking away from her chambers.
Updated my journal.
Melissa says nothing, though an angry hissing issue from the darkness around her. Yes, I've been known to creep into Vivian's chamber for some of her perfumes, though I doubt you'll meet another here who hasn't. If you're implying that I've got her personal scent, well, feel free to sniff around. You'll not find it on me or in my chambers. I assure you, perhaps whoever took my crimson veil took Vivian's scent as well. Perhaps.
Done.
So we are always ending up here. Do you know about the 10th student? Yes, she's hiding under my bed. Go ahead, get down on all fours and check. I shan't kick you, really. What about Vivian's scent? No. I cannot cross-interrogate them. So what should we do now? Doesn't look like... I keep coming back here. It doesn't lead to anything, the dialogue. And you know, the weirdest thing is that I cannot talk with Fall of Grace about anything of these issues. Look, I spoke to 9 of the students as you asked, but I could not find the 10th. And you could not find the 10th student? How curious. Louis is the 10th student in his own way. Well, it could be me as well. She nods very well. And your thoughts? I answered Louis, by the way. Oh my god, this option. Is she saying... am I expected to say something about Louis, or... I don't know. Louis is in serious need of a carpenter to trim some habits of his. Ha! Far from Grace laughs softly, and her eyes sparkle. A practical thought indeed. Very well. I will travel with you if you still desire my company. What? I do?
Oh, Mr. High and Mighty will be joining us. What do we need her for?
You couldn't possibly understand.
I wish she would fall from great height. I might even bump her off myself.
Are you healing people? Oh my god. I'm gonna keep you forever with me. I do not have subtitles to their banter, but I was trying to listen to Morta and Anna exchanging some opinions on Fall from Grace, and Anna at some point falling from great heights instead of falling from falling from
I'm
grace.
gone.
Oh god. You touch things? Priest. Chastity bodies. Made from the tanned hide of some creature, despite his prim and proper appearance. It does little to detract from Gray's sensuality. This possesses no known powers. I've identified, alright, apparently. Earrings, resistance to magic, fist. She uses fists. Alright. She hasn't said much about her. My past is not a long one. At least by Tanari's standards. I do not know if you are familiar with the Tanari, but we are a race of the Abyss, a staggered series of planes filled with chaos and evil hearts. I am a Tanari, a fiend, a succubus. I grew up upon the first plane of the Abyss. My mother was a succubus herself. As I'm sure you are aware, succubi tempt mortals to bring their souls to the Abyss. My mother was among the finest, seducing countless mortal men to their eternal damnations. She now dwells in the Abyss, selling her children into slavery. She sold me to the Batezu, the blood enemies of the Tanari. I think she rather expected that they would kill me, despite her knowledge of other subjects. She knows little of their culture and the delight they take in tormenting others. Fortunately, the Batezu are a proud species. The thought a Tanari could best them at anything was something intolerable to them, so I challenged one of the proudest of the pit fiends to a contest of improvisation, and it was here that my Tanari heart allowed me to win the day. The Tanari are chaotic creatures, wild and unpredictable. The Batezu are more cunning fiends with orderly hearts. They understand the improvisation, but they are not among its best practitioners, and thus I won my freedom. Yeah, but you are a lawful neutral now. That was a very long time ago. I left the lower planes for sigil. I encountered the Society of Sensation, and my experiences upon the Batezu instilled in me a desire to learn more of the multiverse. Why? I believe there is a truth to the multiverse. Even if the truth is that there is no truth at all, I believe that the planes are meant to be experienced, and the more one experiences in traveling, in joy, in pain, in merriment, or in suffering, the more the multiverse reveals itself to you, and the more you are revealed to yourself. I think we are well balanced now. I still would really like to have a stronger tank, but because I want to revert to something else than fighter. But she can heal. No, her. Ah, yes, see? She's already programmed to use some of those spells, look. Very nice. Speak with dead. Alright then, we have increased our party, and I'm actually very happy.
Alright.
Because she's a healer. That's something we needed, right? The fact that she's here is affecting something. But now that she will be coming with us, who will, she's not intervening. Okay.
Done.
Who will be responsible for this place now? I guess one of the girls. I'm thinking a thing.
It is good to be journeying again. The brothel was a learning experience, but I think it was time I moved on.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to talk now?
Yes?
I wanted to talk about our companions. Do you ever use weapons? No, there is seldom the need, and I find that I cannot bear the touch of cold iron or even steel for long periods of time. In any event, I have a number of natural defenses that tend to discourage attackers, such as...
Updated my journal.
The kiss of a succubus is lethal to mortals, though they rarely realize the danger until their death is almost upon them. Full from grace size, I can resort to it when the need arises. Can I read your diary? That's very rude. No. Please. I don't want to read it unless she... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get out of dialogue.
Yes?
No, you're always
Yes.
bumping me out. Can you tell me about the Tenari? The Tenari are fiends, some call them demons. They have embraced evil for chaos' sake. They dwell upon the poisoned plains of the abyss, where they feed on their own rage and lash out across the multiverse, despoiling all they touch. They forever seek to tempt others into committing crimes of passion and vice. And you're one. That is correct, I am a lesser Tenari, more specifically a succubus. She gives a soft sigh. I'm afraid we're a little too common in the lower planes. Okay. You already said that. Most of my race spends their time seducing mortals, and you... Okay.
Yes?
Do you want to talk about... I want to talk about our companions. Do you have anything to say about Morte? Morte is most peculiar. I have seen a great deal in my life, but nothing quite like him. He behaves somewhat like a Mimir. Granted, there's no denying he is knowledgeable, but he has a certain... She sniffs the air and wrinkles her nose. Batorian smell about him. Batorian smell. Yes, but he's not a Batezu, at least of any variety I've encountered. The smell alone, however, makes me treat the skull with caution. What do you mean when you say Batezu and Batorian? My apologies. Bator is one of the outer planes, the home of a race of fiends called the Batezu. They are evil creatures, yet they are organized and lawful in many of their behaviors. Some might call them devils. They believe in contracts and hierarchy. In many ways they are like evil bureaucrats. Mimirs are encyclopedias of knowledge. The owner may ask them questions, and if they possess the knowledge, they will inform the user. Morte is one. I don't believe so. Morte lacks the silvery metal that Mimirs customarily have, and he seems to have an attitude of his own. Such qualities are not present in conventional Mimirs. Grace shrugs slightly. He may be one, but he's unlike any I've ever encountered. I believe something's going on about Morte too, but just because I read it, just because I've been told by myself to be careful with him. Perhaps there is some test to verify his authenticity, but I would not do one if you value him as a friend. If you do, then you must accept what he has told you. Yeah, but you know, people lie, unfortunately, and people also pretend to be your friends. Your friend. What about Dakon? Dakon? Grace raises an eyebrow. He's most uncommon for a Jitserai. Why? Well, he obeys you. That alone would mark him as a pariah among his people. His entire race were once slaves, and even the reminder of servitude to them is distasteful. Something else? Lakon approaches everything in an orderly fashion. Again, most curious for a Jitserai. They tend to be unpredictable. They follow their impulses rather than plan. Yeah, but then again, you're a succubus that's supposed to be evil, and you're lawful neutral, exactly like him, so... I don't know if you should be talking about that. He seems a most pious Jitserai and a steadfast ally. Anna? She's strong and capable, and she's quite passionate. I almost wish I had met her long ago and asked her to come to the establishment. Perhaps things might have been different. Grace studies you for a moment. What do you think of her? I think she doesn't care for you very much. I think I could fall in love with her. Well, no. She has her uses. I think she doesn't care for you very much. I would agree, Grace smiles, but I shall not let you dodge my question so easily. What do you think of her? Honestly, I don't hate her. She has her uses, because I need a thief, but I don't really like her either. Very well. You, Morte, Anna, me. I've just talked with you about you. Me. What do you wish to discuss? Oh, I'm curious as to your feelings about me? Wow. There are more important things, like do you have an idea who or what I might be? Grace frowns in thought. I freely admit that you are something of an enigma, she smiles, but I find such mysteries intriguing. Shall we attempt to puzzle out your situation? Yes. First, while it is possible that you are a tiefling or some rare crossbreed, my guess is that you are a human or were at one time. Alright? Your appearance is approximately a male in his early 30s. The stitching and scar tissue make an exact determination difficult. Okay. The key to your past is your memory, and it seems that certain locations, events, and people trigger seemingly forgotten memories. It would seem to be in your best interest to visit as many locations as possible and speak to as many others as possible. In short, experience your universe as much as possible. A sensei's advice, yeah. From Grace gives a bemused smile. I would not advise it if I did not practice it, and if you did not already know it to be true. There may be something else that would shed light on my situation. Do you know anything else that might prove helpful? Well, shadows keep coming to kill me. I have a feeling they're following me, but I don't know why. Shadows? Fall from Grace is silent for a moment. Shadows are shades of the dead. They do not tend to hunt. They tend to lie in wait for victims. Curious. Maybe those are all my past lives that want to come back at me.